So you're thinking about an indoor garden and you're looking at these grow tents. Well, you know, I think you're going to need a light, okay? That's just, you know that. You're going to need dirt and pots and stuff. You know what you're going to need there, and you're going to need a tent. To me, the next best thing you need, the life of the tent, is going to be a fan. So, I had a homemade tent. I had a square hole up at the top, and I used one of these kind of fans for a long time, and it worked okay. 3 speeds, you know. The reason this pie plate's on there, because in another tent I had it hanging like this, and if you pull the pie plate down, anyway, it's all crinkled up now. It was a diffuser for the air, so it blowed it out around. But that fan worked pretty good. You can get something like one of these clip fans or something. You know, there's a lot of ways you can do it. You can buy something like one of these fans. This was an improvement. Okay, 4-inch fan. To see the dirt, can you see that in there? There's where you run into a problem. These are, you can clean these fans. I ain't saying you can't, but back in the housing, you know, up in there, it'd be a lot harder. And then with one of them fans, you can get you one of these things. That'll help regulate the speed. Then we get to another fan, inline fan, and this one's a 6-inch one from Spider Farmer. Alright, now let me get you up in here. Now see, while we're here, I keep this fan in here as a backup or something in case I'd ever need it. And I keep it plugged off over there, but see, look, the dirt in there. That's what's wrong with these ones. Now see this one here, you can see the fan and stuff in there. You got these clips here on the top, these little thumb screws. If you take these off, these orange bands will come apart. This will be a 3-piece fan then, and you're right there at the fan. You can just hold it in your hand and clean it. So that's one major advantage of this fan. The simple fact you can take that apart and clean it. I mean, if you started having some kind of an insect problem or something and you wanted to make sure you got it all out of there, this is well worth it just for the fact you can clean it so easy. Alright, I'm not saying these don't work, and you can't, I'm not saying you can't clean them. Plus this is quieter. Alright, oh, try to get that out of here. Now, you can also, I got one, but I don't run it all the time. But there's also a carbon filter you can put on there. Some carbon filters are refillable, some are not. Now, one of the best things about that, other than just cleaning it, that RJ12 cable comes up here and runs to this controller. And with this controller, I can control things. I can go right here, go down here to the ventilation fan. Okay, I can go here now. The running speed is at 100% and the standby speed is 25% on humidity priority. If I go up here, and the humidity ain't high as I got it set. So if I go up here just for demonstrations, you got time period, cycle, temperature priority, and humidity priority, or manual here. If I go manual, I can turn it on. Can you hear it? Barely. With the carbon filter on there and the door shut and all, you really don't even hear that. But now if I go down here and I go to 100%, there you hear it. That's 100% with the door open and no carbon filter. So it's going to be the loudest it'll be right now. I want to lower the speed down. Or I can come back up here and go from manual to humid. And then I'll have the run by and the standby speed. Now I can go on out here to environmental settings. We'll click onto here. Go to environmental settings. And here I can do what my nighttime, daytime is. My humidity. I can set what my humidity be, and what these will be. If I have it set here at 65 for daytime, if the humidity gets over 65, it'll ramp the fan up to try to help it. Same with it, you got a nighttime setting, and then 5% is that's your buffer. You know, like you can set that buffer down lower so that it comes on more right at the temperature, the humidity you pick. But that's one of the big advantages of this fan, is that you can let it sit there and run. And you can either, when you do that, you can either turn this fan off so it does nothing and then ramps up when it gets triggered by whatever parameter you have it set by, or you can have it run at 25%, 30%, whatever you choose on what they call standby. That's what it just runs at all the time, and then it'll ramp up when the conditions meet the requirements that you set. So that's the two reasons that these fans are nice, because you can take it apart and clean it, and you can kind of automate it. Because without that, you either have to get a different kind of humidity control device to trigger the fan, or do it manually. So that's one reason I think these fans are good. They cost a little more than the other fans, but once you buy it, for the convenience it gives you for cleaning and setting, it's well worth it. So here's the thing, I can control it with that controller up there, but I can also with my phone. Now to do it with your phone, you have to have Wi-Fi wherever the light and the fan and all that stuff is, so you can have the GGS controller hooked to the Wi-Fi. And then you have to have your phone connected to it. But we're going to take and go like, oops, we'll do that. This one here. And see now, I just messed with it a little bit ago. I should have brought you and showed you. But my humidity right now is 63, and it just went to 63.2, 105. If you notice here, I got my fan up to 35%. Now I can take that fan and I can click on here. This is my standby. Alright, so if I wanted to, I could turn it off, or I could go all the way up to 100%, 40%. That's what I say, it's nice doing it on this app. But I usually keep it at 25%. But I looked on here and the humidity was starting to get up higher. So I just raised it up on standby to 35%. Alright. Now, the thing is, I'm in humidity priority. You can go into different modes. You can go into like timed or temperature, different things like that. But like I say, you got to stand by. That's what it's just going to be running when it's just, I call it idling. And then whenever the humidity gets higher or something like that, above what you set it for, then it'll kick on to, I got it to kick on to 100%. Now, this one here also, running speed. See, I can set it to whatever I want to. Now keep in mind, see how my phone, I don't really see the whole thing. Confirm, sometimes you got to scroll up to hit the save. And you want to see it say set up successful. But that's the fun part about this, is the phone app gives you a lot more. And now here you can come in here and you can do calibrations on it, your alarms. You can do so like if the humidity gets over, I don't have all these set the way I want. if the humidity gets so high or low or whatever, it'll make it so the alarm, but my alarm doesn't come on my phone for some reason. I never know it. It's just always that little box up there beeps very lowly. So maybe I don't have something right, but my alarm doesn't come on there. Now your Wi-Fi, that's for your Wi-Fi settings. I'm not sure what sensor cleaning is. I'm going to have to look into that one. Your firmware update. But there's a lot you can do. So I can go over here to this environmental settings. And here I can say, you know, I want the temperature between this time and this time on my day cycle. I want my daytime temperature, I got it set at 85. If that gets over 85 in there, the fan will still kick on. Humidity. This is the one I use most of the time. Daytime, if it goes over 69 on humidity, the fan will go from 25% or the 35 that I got it set now, you know, the idle speed, what I call it, up to full speed to purge out the air and get it going. Nighttime, I got it set for 68. Anything over 68. Now this is just went to 1212, so I'm going to have to probably change that. I'll lower these down a little bit. The dead zone, 4 degrees or whatever. I don't know exactly what that means, the number, but I know if you put it on 1 and this goes to 69 at night, it'll kick on faster. If you leave it at 4 or 5, it might get up to 72 before it kicks on. So anyway, that's their dead zone. But yeah, I mean, you know, like now I'm at 62.3. If I wanted to have some more humidity in there, I could come down here, click on my blower motor, and I could turn that speed down, and it would help raise this up. Now see, the reason mine went up because my light went off. Alright. This other fan you're seeing here, that's the oscillating fan that sets up on the pole, the clip-on fan. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that you can do those fans also. Like if I was out of town, I could look on there, and if I'd have seen that, like today, that humidity was up in like 67, something like that, when I was running at 25%, and that's why I went to 35%. I raised it up half that much, and then seen what it did, and 35% is getting me about where I'm okay with. Now, it only comes with so much the fan can do. The room we're in outside the tent is considered like your lung room. So if you got 90% humidity in that lung room, the more you run the fan, you're going to be sucking 90% in. Hi, Charlie. Charlie, good boy. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to show you. The phone app is nice too with those fans, because I can be anywhere as long as I have internet connection and control my fan.